Well, good morning. How in the world are you folks? My name is Don K. Preston. I'm the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. Welcome to my morning musings as I sit, relax, have a good cup of coffee or 3 or 4, and try to share with you a few thoughts for the day. Let me say again how much I really, truly appreciate the wonderful response. And by the way, I even appreciate some of the objections that are given to the things that I say. You know, iron sharpens steel, and honorable controversy is always good. It forces us to think, to re-examine. We have to be able to have open minds. My motto is kind of open hearts, open minds, open Bible. So, like I said, I appreciate even the objections. I've shared with you how that in my journey to the full preterist view, the dating of Revelation became such a tremendous issue. Because pretty clearly, if Revelation was written after the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70, then all prophecy could not have been fulfilled in AD 70, and Revelation be an inspired book. Well, one of the things that struck me extremely early on was how little evidence there is for the dating of Revelation during the reign of Domitian. And it struck me as just incredibly disingenuous about people who cry out, sola scriptura, sola scriptura. Do you know where their main appeal to is for their authority for dating Revelation in the 90s? Oh, it's Iranaeus. Now, to be just a little bit facetious, should we go to 1st, 2nd, 3rd Iranaeus here for this authority? and I mean no disrespect to anyone who appeals to Iranaeus. It's just that the evidence that Iranaeus gives us is questionable at the very, very least. Now, Iranaeus supposedly said that the apocalypse was seen in the reign of Domitian. Now, here's the real story. Iranaeus was discussing the identity of 666. And he said if it would have been important to identify that, then either it, that is the apocalypse, or he, that is John, could have settled the issue because it or he was seen not long ago, even in the reign of Domitian. Now, here's a question for you. Are we supposed to believe that Iranaeus was saying, well, if it was important to know the dating, or the identity of the man of sin, that would have been settled because the revelation was given not long ago in the reign of Domitian? Or does it make more sense for him to be saying, had it been important for John to inform us of the identity of the man of sin, he would have done so because he was seen not long ago? Now, there are all sorts of translational problems. There are all sorts of textual problems. There are all sorts of interpretive problems with the testimony of Iranaeus. And of course, foremost is the fact that he's writing over 100 years after the fact. He admits to us that he was only a little bitty boy when he heard what he heard. You look, the evidence here is very tenuous. And if you want the very best critique of Iranaeus, and both the positive and the negative aspect of his testimony, you need to read this book, Before Jerusalem Fell, by Kenneth Gentry. Now, it's listed on both of my websites, www.eschatology.org and BibleProphecy.com. This is just an amazing book. In my personal estimation, there has never been a better book written on the dating of Revelation. It has one of the most thorough examinations of Iranaeus' testimony to be found anywhere. Okay? Now, if you want a copy of this, go to my website, order the book. It will charge you shipping, but mention that you saw the offer on YouTube. I will refund the shipping. So, look, folks, the testimony of Iranaeus is questionable. The testimony of Iranaeus is not internal inspired testimony. Do we really believe in sola scriptura, or are we going to take the testimony of an uninspired man writing over 100 years after the fact who admits he was only a child when he heard what he heard? No, I'm sorry. That's not very convincing to me. But hey, there's lots more. I'm going to share with you some of the internal evidence that just really turned my head around on the dating of Revelation. So you'll want to stay tuned for our additional morning musings. We'll see you on the flip side.